was I saying? Oh yeah, hello, and good time zone. And what is up, gamers? Hi, everyone. Sorry about that. How's it going, friends? It's lovely to see you. It's lovely to be here. I forgot to put my overhead camera light onto charge last night, and I painted for several hours yesterday. So it remains to be seen how consistently illuminated it will be on today's stream, but I do have a secondary lamp if needs be and an overhead light as well, so we'll be okay, I think. But oops. Anyways, Turnip, thank you so much for the lurk. Neo, thank you so much for the lurk. Lovely to see you both. Hope you have lovely, lovely lurks and many distractions. Welcome on in. Hello, friends. Hope you had a good weekend. I had some interesting things I'd hoped to talk about on stream today, or at least to kick off some conversation with the chat, and wouldn't you know, I've forgotten every single one of them. Because that's the kind of day I've had. Anyways, where are we? Here we are. Hello. You know, sometimes it just feels real good when the stream work. I realize that saying that the stream is working is cursing the stream into not working, but hey, you know, it is what it is. Anyways, I do hope that you all had good weekends. I hope you're having good Mondays as well, and I hope you will be having a good week up ahead. Oh, yeah, that's the thing that I wanted to mention. I've been getting these, pop-ups being like, oh, look at this. Now you can request to collaborate with your streamer friends right from your stream dashboard. And I'm like, why are you so keen on getting me to try and ask other streamers to collaborate? Like, they have this knock feature where if a streamer is live, you can, and you're, good friends, you can press the knock button to see if they want to collab. And it's like, what? Twitch, what are you doing? I realize that I'm being reasonably extroverted here by, speaking to a live audience on the internet. But I promise you, I've got way too much social anxiety to be like, hey, person who's currently live streaming, do you want to collaborate? No! What if they don't? Then that's just awkward as hell. I hate this. Also, I'll be honest, I pretty much use up all of my social spoons on my own streams. So unless, I've agreed upon appearing as a guest on someone else's stream, in advance, I'm not very likely at all to just, spontaneously hop into somebody's voice chat to hang out. Just because I'm real shy. And that feels like a big imposition. If we know each other and you invite me to, guest on your stream, if you're like, yeah, I'm playing some of this game, and which you also play, Animal Crossing or something else that has, multiplayer or something like that, and do you want to come hang out? Or I'm doing this, which is relevant to you, do you want to come talk about it? Yeah, 100%. I love doing that kind of thing. It's a lot of fun. I've been very blessed to be a guest on a number of folks' streams in the past, but it's always been I have been contacted in advance and they were like, hey, I'm doing a stream about this, or I'm doing a charity stream, or whatever, did you want to guest? And the answer is always yes if I'm available. But I wouldn't just out of nowhere just be like, hi, you're in the middle of something, do you want me to interrupt and join you? No. And I know for a lot of people they'd be like, yeah, sure, hop on voice chat, let's hang. But I just don't have the... No, I'm too shy. I'm way too shy for that. Are you kidding me? Anyways, so the fact that Twitch is I feel like I'm not the only person who is a Twitch streamer who is also an incredibly socially anxious being. I know that I can't be the only one. There's a lot of us who are as comfortable as we are with going online and doing these things because, I'm just talking to chat, and that feels comfortable. That feels nice and comfortable. You're all here to hang out with me and whatever, and I made a schedule, so I knew I was going to be here at this time doing this activity, which feels really good. Your girl loves schedules, but no, No. Anyways. Hi, I'm Shy. All right. So I have 2 cups of tea. I was gonna have a third beverage. I'm honestly on the fence about whether or not it was a bad idea to have 2 cups of tea at once today, because long story short, our boiler died on Saturday morning, so we had to have an engineer come out and look at it. He did like a temporary fix, but it's kaput again, and they can't come back out to like properly fix it until tomorrow. Which means that I'm having to take as many measures as I can to stay comfortably warm. To be honest, it's not actually that bad in the house right now. Like it's fairly mild out, so it's like like a somewhat chilly, like 17 degrees in here at the moment, which is fine. I'm hoping that, you know, I'm going to be cooking something on the gas hob later, and I'm hoping that that will pump some warmth into the nearby rooms. And we've got hot water bottles for at night to keep our tootsies from getting too cold. But it also means that my tea is likely to go colder faster because the radiator isn't running while I'm streaming. So I'm gonna have to probably hop out when we are on our BRB break to have a little, to make another hot cup of tea, because these ones will have gone cold, and they're the only things keeping me warm apart from my 5 sizes too big Uniqlo sweatshirt with a beautiful sort of classical Japanese painting of there's a dragon and I think it's a tiger. Anyways. But yeah, hi Shy, I'm Distractions. I was waiting for someone to make that joke. Thank you, Many Distractions, I appreciate it. Oh, Theo, thank you so much for the strawberry. It's delicious. I shall nom 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 on the lovely strawberry. Thank you, and I hope you are well as well, and it's lovely to see you, my dear friend. Many Distractions says, I hope it gets fixed with as little stress as possible. I think I'll be okay. I think I'll be okay in the long run. There's an issue with the pump. It's gone kaput multiple times now. It just does this because the boiler is over 10 years old, and you know, it's served its purpose, I think, but it's probably going to need replacing at some point. Oh, for crying out loud. Speaking of, let me grab a little sip of my tea, and let me attempt to replace the camera, because it's gone kaput as well. Oh, for heaven's sakes. Sorry about that, everybody. Can you believe to learn? Alright. Let me just task manager this. Hi, Elgato! Says Many Distractions. Hi, Elgato, I'm Dad. Okay, there we go. That did not... okay, anyways. Restarting this. I hope I'm restarting everything in the right order. I do apologize for the brief interruption there, but we will get it back in just a moment. Hopefully, anyways. It seems to do, even though it is connected it is connected on the, or it should be, okay, well, it connected over the Wi-Fi, which I don't want it to do, because that makes for frame rate problems. I want it to connect over the USB, because that tends to be a more, at least, stable looking connection, if nothing else. But we're back up and running. I wanted to introduce this painting for anyone who has not seen our previous strims of this piece. So, kind of influenced by the resurgence of an old hyperfixation of mine, I'm feeling very, like, 100 years ago vintage English whimsy mood. And it made me want to do a little piece specifically with this palette of paints from Choosing Keeping, because the colors are so stinking gorgeous. And at first, I was thinking of doing like a little English cottage garden, but then because I'm me and unhinged and have zero sense of self-restraint, I decided to draw an antiquarian bookshop instead. So I painted a whole bunch of little like display bookshelves in the window of the bookshop because I have no chill. And I like giving myself too much to do. So that's fun. But most importantly, get a load of these little dudes. Get a load of these little dudes being all dapper and going on a jolly jaunt around the city, shopping for this, that, and the other. I'm sure have picked up a selection of very interesting books. I don't know, maybe some Wittgenstein. I don't know. If it was me, I'd pick up some Wittgenstein, because that guy was weird, and I like his book. My favorite factoid about Ludwig Wittgenstein is that apparently his demeanor was just like permanent intensity. I think he's one of those people who's just like always thinking about stuff, you know, like real makes you think, deep thinker of a dude. To the extent that, according to like his love partners, he even slept intensely. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that looks like. But apparently he was even like intense in his sleep. Like, that's how intense this man was. No off switch. No, just like, you know, okay, curl up like a little lamb and have a little dozy woes. No. Even an intense sleeper. I love it. Anyways, probably would have been someone I found insufferable in real life. Because that sounds awful to be around. But anyways, why are we talking about Wittgenstein? I don't know. But yeah. So had a bit of a frantic weekend, like doing a bunch of last minute hoovering and stuff, because we weren't expecting to have a person coming round the house in several hours time, kind of thing. To look at the boiler on the weekend. So that was fun and stressful and kind of just tuckered me out for the rest of the day. So pretty much the only other things that I got done that weekend really were some painting that I'm really annoyed I can't show you this painting yet, because I honestly think it turned out really well. It captured exactly the vibe that I was going for, which I will tell you right now is whimsical, which should hopefully come as no surprise because it me. But the concept was so good, and the execution was not half bad for me, and I was just really happy with the way that it turned out. I used some really nice quality watercolors for it, and I did a lot of historical research, but and then sort of turned it on its head, just slightly anachronistic head. I was really happy with the way it turned out. You get to see it in like 3 months, so don't let me forget to post it in like 3 months. And I'm very excited for when you get to see it in like 3 months. But by then I'll have all of the sort of the thrill of having just completed it will have worn off. But that being said, there's a ton of paintings that I just haven't posted to my socials yet, that I painted months ago, because I don't know, I'm finding it harder to post new things to socials lately. I'm so tired. And I used to check Instagram like every day. I don't really check Instagram anymore. I do kind of, but in as much as like I will go select the accounts of people whose new stuff I really want to see, look at those specifically, like and comment on anything new that they've produced in the last like week, then post something of my own, and then leave again. And I'm finding that to be a much pleasanter way to exist with it. And to not, I'm really not worried about like number go up on Instagram anymore, which is probably a healthier way to be, but also it means that number not going up, which means that, I don't know, it's probably going to be a very long time before I'm making anywhere near quit your day job money on my artwork, which is depressing. Oh shoot, many distractions. Thank you for reminding me. Heck, I forgot to open the chat bot for stream. So I've just launched the chat bot. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry that the chat bot hasn't been. It's been 20 minutes and the chat bot hasn't been running this whole time. I am so sorry. I really am. It is launching now, I hope. It does this thing where it like pops up and it's like, do you want to open chatbot? And I'm like, yes, I would like to launch chatbot. And then it disappears for like a minute and then it launches. Many distractions says, no worries. To be honest, I thought I got the command wrong. You did not get the command wrong. Your streamer just dropped the ball on that this stream. So thank you for reminding me to run it. And hopefully we should be able to, there it is. Hey, we got there. I'm so sorry it was delayed. I just realized my paint water is not here. Which hopefully means I left my paint water in the other room. And that I will easily be able to find it. So I'll be back in just a second. Hopefully with my paint water. BRB. Okay, I got it. Hello. Hello, hello. Flap. I got it. Yay. Anywho. So that's the thing. I have been trying to talk myself out of buying a new fabric, because I don't have a specific project for it, and I don't know what I do with it. But friends, it's so cute and so pretty. And I want to make something out of it and then wear that something. But I don't know what. I don't know what to make with it. Also, it doesn't help that I know what the weight of the fabric is, but I don't know how it, like, feels to handle. And the website doesn't have any examples of, like, completed garments made out of this fabric. But I need to show you this fabric because I love it so much. I love it so much. It's so good. And I have so much fabric for so many projects that I have not made yet, and I cannot buy more, but this is it's so special and I love it so much. And can I find it on that? Yes. Okay, I want you to see how it's called. The name of the fabric is Set Sail, which is so stinking cute. And then it's woven in this really interesting way that gives it this. That's my Instagram page. Ignore that for a second. Okay. It's woven in this really interesting way that gives it this, like, this pattern to it with these little sort of bows in red and like a dark blue and then these like red stripes, and it's just, oh, look at it. It's so good. I just think it's so cute. I think this would be so delightful and so adorable, and I need to compare the grams per square meter weight of it to some of the linens I own so I can try and get a feel for how it maybe would handle as like a garment, and then think about what I would want to make out of it. Because I think it would be, I think there are some really cute looks that you could produce out of that, like for summer. And I really want to. I just think it's so cute. Anyways, but I'm trying to not do it because, like, it's a fairly expensive fabric. It's like 24 pounds per meter, which, if you consider how much like a completed skirt costs that's made out of 100% like nice quality cotton, and this is like beautifully hand loomed woven cotton, that, like, a finished skirt made out of a fabric like this would probably go for like 100 some odd pounds if I had to guess. But like, so I'd be paying, like a third of that. But that's still expensive for me because I don't have very much money. And I probably shouldn't be wasting it on indulgences like these when I have like a half dozen sewing projects waiting for me to work on them. I'm actually planning to do a future YouTube video that is just me attempting to speed run, like an 18th century sewing project, so that A, I can delve into the history of that garment, and also B, to actually force myself into accountability to complete it in like a reasonable space of time. And I say this because I've been working on like one garment for like months now, and it still isn't finished. So, you know. Anyways, bookshop. Should we finish coloring in just like our flat base colors? I feel like we maybe should. So I'm just gonna, I think we're getting into the realm of like teeny tiny brush. I don't know. Do I want this brush, which is like, I would say like medium tiny, or do I want this brush, which is like my line weight brush? I think for some of the tiny details on these little guys, I'm going to want my line weight brush. For the bookshelves as well, but maybe for the book covers I can get away with using this bad boy, so maybe I'll do that. I've got a hydrate from Neo. I shall do that. I have 2 cups of tea today. This is
attention.
Twitch user Sammy Kelch.
Hello,
Shoppers.
Sammy Ann. Welcome in. Hello. It's so good to see you. Welcome. How was your stream? What'd you get up to today? I hope you had a wonderful stream. I'm just about to do a hydrate thanks to Neo, so I'll do that real quick and then I'll say hello. This is a rooibos tea with caramel and turmeric, and I'll be honest with you, it mostly just, you could just tell me that it's just like a plain rooibos tea and I wouldn't know about it. Paddlestorm, thank you very much for the follow and welcome in. Hello. And hello to everyone who's just rated. Let me get a shout out for Sammy Ann in chat. If you're not familiar with the lovely Sammy Ann, you should go give her a follow. There she is. If you're not familiar with me, hi, welcome in. My name is Twitch user Sammy Kelch. I'm a variety streamer. I do cozy art streams on Mondays and most Thursdays, and I do cozy game streams on Fridays and the odd Thursday when the whim strikes. I'm thinking next week might be a good day to tackle or might be a good week to tackle the Moomin game DLC on Thursday. I did have someone on YouTube ask whether or not I was going to stream the DLC, and I am, so maybe I'll do that then. Sometimes you just gotta ask, and it'll prompt me to do something. Who knew? Anyways, but yeah, Sammy Ann, how was your stream? What'd you get up to? I hope you had a wonderful time. It's wonderful to see you. Welcome in. For anyone who's curious as to what my artwork looks like when it's not like janky and half finished, let me find a finished painting for you to see as a somewhat representative example, I guess. Oh, there was this one that I posted mythed recently, which is our beloved gnome husbands, just a couple of little buddies who are married and love each other very much, who've been out for a long trek in the woods gathering some firewood to take back to their cozy little cottage, and holding hands for safety, and obviously got a lantern going to make sure that they can light their way home. But yeah, that's the kind of shenanigans that we get up to here. Anyways, today we are taking a trip to the lovely city of London, to allow these little dudes to do a little bit of rare and antiquarian book shopping, which is super normal. So normal with me. Because I cannot get away from drawing and painting bookshelves, it turns out. I do it a lot. I do it too much. It's a problem. Anyways. Sammy Ann says, we were working on Video Game Commission Part 2, the PlayStation 2. Ooh! Delightful! Very, very delightful. Good old PlayStation. It's a lovely problem, says Sammy Ann. Oh, you're lovely. And thank you again. As always, we are an art tax optional stream, but if there is anything that you would like to share with us, what you were working on today, or your Instagram, or socials, or whatever, do feel free to whisper a link in my direction, or I can just navigate on over to your socials, because I think I know how to find them. But do let me know if you would like to. I've respectfully dropped a link into your DMs. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You know the drill, and you know it well, and I appreciate it. I love getting to share I love getting to share what our fellow artists are up to when they join us on a raid. So, let me open, there we go. Oh! Oh my god, it's so cute. I love this. This is gonna be heckin' adorbs, y'all. This is the... Also, hello, Dan. Welcome in. Woo, it's Sambuki Calshelf. Okay. Anyways, it's PlayStation era, everyone. How stinking cute is this? Look at all of these little buddies. Look at all of these little buddies. They're so stinking cute. I especially... I love, like, the, I love the, what's the word that I'm looking for? I love the diversity of character types we've got in here. I would like to think that they're all friends. I would very much like to think that they're all friends. This is so stinking cute. Thank you so much for sharing this. And we've got a little Sammy Ann selfie drinking a nice cup of tea. Which is very, very sweet indeed. And, that is such a mood. That is such a mood. I love it. As someone who has 2 cups of tea with me right now, I hard relate. And it was painted with tea. Oh yeah, if you don't know, Sammy Ann does watercolors using tea as the chosen medium. Like, the paintings are made out of tea, which I adore. I think that's so cool. I think it's so much fun. And I thank you so much for sharing them, because as always, your work is adorable and whimsical and an absolute heckin' delight. And I can shout it out twice, so I'm gonna... Again, if you're not following Sammy Ann, you can go do that right there. Sammy Ann says, Kratos is friends with no one. Aw, I want to befriend Kratos. I'd be his buddy. Even if he doesn't want to be my friend, I'm befriending him anyways. I'm powerful like that, and my superpower is the power of friendship. Anyways. Aw, Sammy Ann says, you are fabulous. You're fabulous! You are. Right there. You? Yeah, you. You're fabulous. So there. Love dropping the art friends over here to your cozy corner. Oh, thank you. It is, as always, an honor to be trusted with your wonderful community. I really do appreciate it, and it's lovely to see y'all. I'm going to take a sip of my second cup of tea, because obviously I have 2 cups of tea. Hello. This is mint. And it's already getting cold. I'm gonna have to go make a 3rd cup of tea when we have our first break of the stream, because for anyone who's come in recently and missed it earlier, I talked about the fact that my boiler is kaput again. So I need to someone is coming around to take a look at it tomorrow. But for the time being, the house is just going to be a little bit chilly. Like, it's mild enough. We're getting into March. It's okay for the moment. It might be less okay when the sun goes down. I don't know, but it's been all right so far today. But I think it'll be nice having a hot water bottle this evening for sure. Sammy Ann says, I think if anyone can sway the madman from being angry, it would be you. I would certainly try my best, though. To be honest, he might just find me annoying. And thank you, I am fabulous, says Sammy Ann. Damn right you are! Hell yeah! Sammy says, Mint, you have now selected my lunchtime tea. Glad to be of service. No boiler, sweater, and cuddles time. I am indeed wearing a sweatshirt. I don't know if this is normal behavior, but I am just incapable of purchasing a sweater, like a sweatshirt rather, that is my size. I need my sweatshirts to be like several sizes too big. This is, I think, a men's 2 extra large, whereas normally I would take like a size, if I wanted it to fit my body sort of measurements correctly, I'd take like a men's medium, I think. So it's a bit chonkus on me, and I like that, because if I'm wearing a sweatshirt around the house, I want to feel sort of enveloped in a like strong but tender, fleecy hug. And this fits the bill very well. Also, it comes from Uniqlo, and they've done a couple of times collections of, like, classical, like, 18th and 19th century Japanese art. And this one is this lovely painting of some creatures, which makes me very happy. We've got sort of like a tiger Kato looking buddy and a dragon and some clouds. It's very cool. The other one that I have from this collection that's a sweatshirt is I think it's a painting of like a theater performer from that's, like one of those schools of Japanese theater where they're like very expressive in their facial expressions. You'd probably recognize the painting if you saw it. I can't remember the name of the guy who painted it. I'm gonna see if I can find it because I love this painting so much. I think it's great. I've just popped in Japanese theater portrait, and I'm hoping that I find it, but I'm probably not going to find it from that because that's so vague. Guy making face that looks like this. Oh, never mind. I found it. I found the guy. Okay, the painting is this one. I'm loading it up if I can. Oh no, this is taking long. No, this is cookie warnings, and the website is giving me all kinds of trouble. Oh no. But here it is. Okay. It is this guy. I love this piece so much. It's delightful. And I have it on a sweatshirt because it's great. Anywho, that's all I wanted to show you is just this painting, which happens to be a painting that I love so much. I got it on a sweatshirt. Anyways, Sammy Ann says, Miss Rainbows, that's my daughter, has asked me to tell you that she is into Hollow Knight and she understands the art love very much now. Yay! She loves your fan art Hollow Knight pieces. Oh, that's really, really sweet. I hope she's having an amazing time with Hollow Knight. That's awesome. One of us. It's in Animal Crossing, isn't it? Says Sammy. Oh my gosh, I think it probably is in Animal Crossing. Yes, I'm. In fact, now that you've said that, I'm sure it is in Animal Crossing. Yes, that's hilarious. I love the art gallery in Animal Crossing. I think I still haven't completed mine. There's like one painting that I've never found the original of. And I eventually just gave up. There was one painting and like one type of crab that's only available for like 2 months of the year. I think it might be available in like March and April or something like that. That crab that I'm missing. Oh no, I'm gonna have to hop back into Animal Crossing now. Oh no. Oh no, I don't have time for this. I have other tasks and jobs I need to do. Now I'm gonna have to plan my life around Animal Crossing again. And my villagers are gonna be so passive-aggressive about the fact that I haven't visited in like 8 months. They'll be like, Raymond's gonna be like, oh hey, while you were gone, I moved into your house and redecorated. And the island is now called Raymond Land. And I also invented a new kind of mac and cheese. So that'll be fun. And then Diana will be like, oh, what are you doing? I'm positively incensed with you. You disappeared without a trace. How dare you? Oh, well, I guess we can still be friends. So, oh no. And Boomer, the stupid penguin, will just be like, I have no sense of time. So it may as well have been a day, but it may as well also have been like a millennium. I don't know. Anyways, do you want any snacks? I found some gummies under my sofa. They're only a little bit dusty. And then he'll go make out with Hamlet or something because they're dating. Anyways, Does anyone else have, like, this strong feeling that some of their Animal Crossing villagers are, like, into each other? Because, at least on my island, Boomer the stupid penguin and Hamlet the jock hamster are, like, always hanging out together. They're always at each other's houses. They're always talking to each other. Boomer has explicitly stated that he thinks Hamlet is charming. But they're like always hanging out, so I'm pretty sure that they're an item. And then Angus, the grumpy cow, and Lucy, the weird pig. Lucy is my best friend on the island, by the way. She's my favorite. She's my girl. But Angus is totally into Lucy. And it's really sweet. And, I don't know. I think they should get married. Anyways. This is weird. Anyways. Rex says, I tend to pick up Animal Crossing in the spring and the fall, so after several years I only have about half the stuff collected. Like, how does this happen? I don't know, but yeah, Sammy Ann says, mine are all pretty much not interested in each other. They seem to be good neighbors, but I think they're all pretty independent. I'm disappointed. Aw. Well, at least they're good neighbors. Like, at least they get along with each other, which I think is nice. I want more neighbor drama. I will say I've seen my villagers get, like, mad at each other before as well. Like, I've seen, Paula and Angus get into, like, arguments, and I think Diana once said something quite insensitive to Carmen. So there's definitely some drama going on there. But yeah, anyways. Cassa says, there's a gay guy on YouTube/TikTok who has 2 short form series. Which Animal Crossing characters can say the bad word for gay? And what your favorite... Is that Jake Blennings? Because I've seen his videos, and he absolutely nailed my personality profile in my favorite Animal Crossing villager, and I don't know how to feel about that. But I think it was something along the lines of, if your favorite Animal Crossing character is Lucy, not non-binary as in, like, neither male nor female, but non-binary as in just an agent of chaos. And I'm like, hey. Like, I know, but hey. Also, hi, Casa. Welcome in. How are you doing? It's lovely to see you. Welcome. You know, similar with Mario Kart, Smash Bros, etc., etc. Yep. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's good fun. It's good content. I enjoy that dude. I don't know what he said about if your main is Waluigi in Mario Kart, but my main is Waluigi in Mario Kart. Except when I'm doing the mini games, when it's Dry Bowser. But it has been pointed out I should give it a go with Wario, because obviously he's, like, the mini game king. But I do really have a soft spot for Dry Bowser. I don't know why. Dry Bowser is such, like, a weird character to me. Because, like, okay, it's Bowser but skeletal. But he's called Dry Bowser, which just suggests that, like, Bowser just neglected to hydrate for so long that he's literally just turned into a skeleton, which is horrifying, actually. This character shouldn't be cute and fun, and yet here we are. Dry Bowser is my second favorite character to play in Mario Kart. So there you have it. And obviously I always choose the pink cat car. So okay, I'm gonna settle in and clean up, says Sammy. That's a good idea. You've been going for a while. Go do all your post-stream stuff and look after yourself. Get yourself a nice cup of tea and have a lovely lurk. And thank you again for the raid. I do not want to be dry, Sammy. That is very fair. Dry Bowser sounds awful, says Dan. And yet, must moisturize. Yes, exactly. Actually, oh my god, I do need to moisturize my hands. They're kind of dry right now. When we hit the BRB break, I will go moisturize my hands. What? Oh my god, Dan, no! I don't want to imagine what that is. Okay, I'm gonna read this out because this is an adult stream for grown-ups, and if you're under 18, you shouldn't be here, but, Dan says, what's your favorite sexual position? Dry Bowser. No! No! I don't like that. I don't know what that would be, and I don't want to. Cover Steady's ears and Sammy. I'm so sorry. No. No. Bowser Lube is your friend. Anyways, moving on. Hey, let's paint some books. Let's paint some beautiful antiquarian tomes. What are some good colors for book? I feel like a nice old gold is a good like book cover color, and I'll probably do a nice sort of muted green as well. maybe some of this red, but like sort of deepen it with a little bit of this or this maybe. I don't know. Anyways, we'll figure it out as we go. I think actually this is good. This is good. This is good old book color, I think, for like an old, one of those sort of nice older sort of like cloth bound books, you know, just so charming. The old book smell of a book that has been like properly taken care of, not like a book that's been in, you know, sort of moldering away in a dusty basement, but like a well taken care of older book. Nice segue, says Sammy. I'm glad I didn't official look right away. Going to now. Have a lovely lurk, Sammy, and thank you again for the raid. And on to anyone who is, I was gonna say to anyone who came in on that raid, but honestly, to anyone who is like present, I'm sorry. I do, you know, like when I started doing art streams, I was like, I want to maintain like a really nice, just gentle, cozy vibe, and then, well, I'm me, so your mileage may vary, I guess, on whether or not this has been achieved. But we have some nice patina here, so I'm going to paint some teeny tiny books into existence. Once again, one of the things that I do find is an interesting task and struggle as an artiste is when you have to try and manufacture a veneer of randomness into a piece. Whether it's like randomly placed flowers in a field, or, you know, sort of a random selection of books that haven't necessarily been put in. They haven't been organized by color onto these shelves. So I want to drop enough of each color such that it doesn't feel... It wants to be aesthetically pleasing while also seeming like it wasn't super deliberately placed for aesthetic value necessarily. I mean, it is a bit because it's a window display, but like, you know, it's more just like, here's a selection of books that we have that might entice you into the shop, and less so, here are some books arranged by color. This isn't an Instagram post. This isn't, oh god, the like influencers who are like, I just think it's more aesthetically appealing for my sad beige home to take all of the books on my bookshelf and turn them so the pages are facing outwards instead of the book spines. So it's all this nice uniform color, and it's like, that's great. But how the hell do you ever find any of the books? Just tell me you don't read any of the books without telling me you don't read any of the books. Do I read most of my books on a regular basis? No. But I'd still like to be able to see what they are. Anyways, Rex says you can only be cozy for so long before you get angry at the door one day and remove the hinges. Apparently so. Because, woo! Woohoo, everybody! I'm taking a sip of my tea. I'm trying to drink this tea quite quickly because I don't want it to get cold, because I think, I don't know, I'm not the hugest fan of rooibos tea, but I'm even less of a fan of rooibos tea when it's cold. And I'm honestly a little bit sad about this one, because I thought turmeric and caramel sounded like a really nice combination, you know, sort of the sweetness, the earthiness, like, work really well together. I love turmeric, I love caramel, but all I taste is rooibos. If anyone out there likes rooibos tea, you might really enjoy golden egg because it tastes like it. It really do. Unfortunately, it does not taste like anything else to me. But that is a personal preference that you have now learned about me. Rooibos is not my favorite tea choice. The one exception to I don't really like rooibos tea that I can think of is that there's a rhubarb and custard tea that has a rooibos base that I do quite like. I think that one is rather good. But okay, I'm gonna do this book as kind of the spine is this color, and then like this portion of it is this color, and then it's got like some text on the side, because I've got some of these books are facing outwards, so you can actually see what the front cover of them looks like. Isn't that exciting? I don't know if that's exciting. It's exciting to me because it's a different way of doing bookshelves than I normally do, but this is a bookshelf in the like front window of a bookshop, so it is kind of a different. It serves a slightly different purpose than the bookshelves we would like normally do here. So I wanted to do something a little different with it. I love this color as a book cover hue. I hope that you do as well. And I am trying really hard to randomize here, but it's tough. It's really tough. Okay. All right. I think that's all of the ones that I need in that color for now. I might come back and do more just because I think it's really pretty, but that'll do for now. I want to do maybe I'll do sort of like an old gold situation, because I think that's very pleasant. This is really like the book spines I think are really the opportunity for me to like take full advantage of how nice the colors of these paints are, I think. So that's fun for me. And I do really like these paints. They are cute. Anyways. Okay, so I've got a bit of... Now I want to just kind of... I want to tone down the yellow a little bit, because it's quite a bright yellow. It's a golden yellow for sure, but it is a slightly bright golden yellow. So I've just taken like a hair's breadth of this peony color, and I'm just gonna blend that in, because they're almost complements to each other, but not quite. But that's given it a little bit of a kind of more interesting sort of antiqued warmth, I think. I hope. I guess we'll find out in just a second, because I'm going to do this whole ass cover in this yellow. Oh, yeah. How pretty is that? I love a good color. Can you tell? I don't know. Anyways. Any hoosins. I ended up on okay, so I've got like a whole day planned out for these two. They went shopping for this little guy needed a new necktie, so they went shopping to pick him up a new necktie. Got into a mild disagreement about which one to get. Which sent me, I was thinking about it as one often does. I was thinking about it while showering, because that's when all of your best ideas happen, when you have no way of like writing them down or doing anything with it. But I ended up on my phone, like half on my phone in the shower, looking up the history of arsenic green, and specifically at what time it fell out of use and whether or not it was ever banned in Britain. It was never officially banned, but it did fall out of use by the late 19th century, thank goodness, because, like, we should not be binding books or like wallpapering our houses or clothing ourselves with something that has arsenic in it. But people didn't know how toxic it was when the pigment was developed. In their defense, they did not know how toxic the pigment was when it was developed. But oh, little boy, it sure is. Yes. So I ended up on a wee little bit of a tangent about that, whilst I was meant to be like shampooing my hair, as you do, which is very normal of me, I'm sure. I don't know. Does anybody else just occasionally get catapulted down research rabbit holes like this, or is it just me? I don't suppose it is just me, but it does seem to happen a lot. And I am trying to find ways to actually make use of the information that I learn more often lately, because I think it's neat. And I like sharing things that I've learned because I think it's fun. Anyways, I'm gonna drop a BRB in just a second and go make myself a third cup of tea. I'm almost out of this one anyway, so I'll make myself a third cup of tea real quick. And in the meantime, there will be a BRB screen, which you can enjoy and have a little stretch, have a beverage yourself, do all that jazz. You won't miss anything because I will be BRBing. So please enjoy the BRB screen. I'll be back in a minute. And yeah, you're all breathtaking. See you very shortly. BRB. Okay, friends, I'm back. Hi. Say goodbye to the BRB stuff. And hello to Strim. The lighting has changed because the sun is going down outside now, so I figured I should probably put on the overhead light. Otherwise, I'm effectively sitting in the dark with like a little lamp above my head, which is probably not ideal, but I'll be honest, I spend a lot of the time sitting in the dark anyways. So, oops. I'm not a big fan of the big light unless it's strictly necessary, but here we are. Anyways, hope y'all had a good break. Rex says the majority of construction lumber is still weather/mold treated with arsenic-based solutions, at least in the US. I had no idea, but I'm assuming there are some means by which this is, safe. I'm assuming there's some means by which this is safe. Anyways, that's really neat to know. Hello, Tals, welcome in. Hello. Hope you're having a beautiful Monday. I need to find another color for our book covers to be. I think this like indigo would work really well also. So I'm going to do some indigo books. There is a large chain of bookstores in Canada called Indigo Books. I am not a big shopper of there because their CEO sucks for reasons that are too detailed to get into on stream, but you can look it up if you're curious. It's not great. But thankfully there are a lot of other smaller and independent booksellers in Canada. I was, through actually surprisingly complicated means, able to my mother had a significant birthday last autumn. I won't say what the significant birthday was because I don't know if she's shy about it. But she had a significant birthday last autumn, and generally getting gifts, like buying gifts here in the UK and then shipping them to Canada, means big parcely stuff. I don't know how long it's going to take. I've had Christmas hampers from us here in the UK show up to Canada in like mid-January, when we sent it like well in advance of the get it there by Christmas like cutoff time. So I find it's just easier and more expedient to just find a retailer that will let me order something like within Canada and then just ship it to my family homes from there. But anyways, I wanted to get her like a jigsaw puzzle. And I found that for some reason bookshops seemed to be the most reliable place for like puzzles, like nice puzzles. And so I ended up finding a local independent bookseller in my hometown that had weirdly had a puzzle based on a painting by the English painter L.S. Lowry, and I was like, that's perfect. So I got it for her, and it was like a little scene of, you know, sort of a busy day at the market. And it's so good. It's such a lovely painting. I'm a big fan of those like little like bustling city and town scenes that Lowry would do. And so I was really glad to get that for her. But yeah, it was getting it to her was quite confusing, because I think that even though it was on like the bookshop's website, I don't think that the bookshop actually had like the puzzle in hand. Like, I ordered it from them, and then they had to order it from somewhere else. So it ended up taking, like, I thought it was going to take, like, a couple of days, because they were just sending it locally. But it turns out that it took, like, 2 weeks, and I think it arrived, like, a week after my mom's birthday, and I was so sad. But on the other hand, because she wasn't expecting a birthday gift at that point, it was like a fun surprise. And I got to like conspire with my dad. Like, I was sending secret text messages to my dad being like, just so you know, at some point a parcel is going to arrive and it's addressed to you, and it's a jigsaw puzzle of a painting, and it's our birthday gift to Mummy. And he was like, oh. Yeah, we're silly like that. It's very fun. Anyways. Tell says, hi Sammy, I'm definitely having a Monday, maybe not all the way to beautiful. Beans. Well, I hope that it beautifies for you, because I feel that in my soul, and I wish you good things. Oh no. My moderator / spouse is on his way home. He's riding the bus. And apparently someone's brought a pizza onto the bus, and it smells really good, which is just cruel, frankly. That's just mean. And I'm very sad for him now, because he says love the smell of pizza when I don't have any. So I'm gonna send him a hug emoji, because that's honestly just so mean of that person. See, also, when there is a Chippy directly across the street from the bus stop that's like in the center of our neighborhood, and every once in a while someone will get on the bus with chips, and it smells really good. And when it's, you know, like 5:30 and you're hungry, that just feels mean. Like, it really does. That blue is too pale. I want it to be a darker blue. I'm trying to pick up some more from the pan and get it to stick to it. Anyways, Dan says late Christmas presents are fun. I just got some of my Christmas presents last Thursday. Oh, nice. Very, very nice. There is something that I'm actually expecting in the post soon-ish, I believe, that was originally going to be some manner of a holiday gift. Originally a Christmas gift, but no. And then an anniversary gift, but also no, because our anniversary was just under a month ago. So it's just going to be hello on a random day of the week gift. Because they ended up selling out really quickly, so they had to do like pre-orders of an additional round of these things getting made. But I managed to secure one, and hopefully it will be on its way to us soon, and I'm very, very excited for when it randomly shows up. I won't say what it is in case my moderator / spouse is listening to the stream. But that'll be a fun surprise. But yeah, no, I agree, Dan. I think that's really fun. Tal says, particularly end of the day, good smelling bus food is tough. It's just, like, I'm happy for the person who's getting to have, like, a pleasant meal, but I'm sad for me when it happens, you know what I mean? I will say it's better than when someone gets on the bus with something that smells, like, not pleasant. Like, when someone gets on the bus with food and I am not hungry at all, and they're just, like, eating a sandwich or something, I find that very unpleasant by comparison. Oh no, Rex says my wife was on a stunt gig once and they were filming in the alley behind a pizza shop. And it was like 6 days over 3 weeks, 14-hour days of being next to this pizza shop and being unable to eat it. That's so cruel. That's so cruel. I hope at least that they were like well fed. My experience on sets is fairly limited, but my experience is also that like the on location catering, at least for when I've had to do gubbins like that, was always very good. Oh my god, the one time we were doing, it was like January and we were filming in a football stadium, and it was, you know, we were dressed warmly because we were filming in a football stadium in January and it was flippin' freezing in there, which meant that, and it was also like in the evening. So it was like dark out and we were filming in a football stadium in January. Absolutely flippin' freezing. But it was so nice to get to go indoors and have just like a big bowl of extremely warm apple crumble and custard. Which is what they were serving up for dessert. It was so good. Oh my god, it was so good. Fresh memes. I do miss that. Anyways, stunts is second to the talent on set, so they're always well fed. Yeah, that's what I figured. At least my experience of catering is that it would be good, so I'd imagine that the catering would be good. Except that the lunch was not provided by the pizza shop, it was somewhere else. I'm so sorry to hear that. We went on a mini vacation to get the pizza after the movie came out, and she could tell me more about it even though it was 6 hours away. Oh my god. That is a long way to go for pizza, Rex. I hope it was good. I hope after all that the pizza was good. My moderator / spouse says, I think its pepperoni smells lovely. Oh, and I'm not making pizza for dinner tonight. I feel really bad about that now. I'm making a meal that I like to call Shrug It's Food, because this dish does not have a name. It's just me taking some ingredients that we have and kind of throwing them together haphazardly. It's mince, it's potatoes, it's some vegetables, and it's whatever seasoning strikes my fancy. That's dinner tonight. Question mark. Just like 5 question marks. That's my dinner. This dish does not have a name. It is what it is. And I hope that, I know it'll be good because I I'm pretty good at seasoning things by now. But I don't know what dinner is. It's just, oh, and cabbage. There's cabbage in it as well. So I'm gonna go out on a limb and say there's probably gonna end up being paprika in it because I'm Hungarian and I like putting paprika in my cabbage foods. I think it's nice. Anyways, cooked food that works together sounds good to me, says Tels. Hell yeah. It's kind of like a cabbage roll except deconstructed, and instead of rice in the filling, it is it's potatoes. Fun story about potatoes. I'm sure I've told this before on stream, but the like standard Hungarian word for potatoes is burgonya, but that's not the word that I grew up with. I grew up with the Hungarian word for potatoes being krumpli, which I think my mother was an adult when she found out that the like standard Hungarian word for, and she grew up in Hungary. I think she was an adult when she found out that the like standard Hungarian word for potatoes is burgonya and not krumpli, because everyone around her always called them krumpli, which I think is like, must be like an Eastern Hungarian dialect thing, because my family come from a little town actually quite close to the Romanian border in like East Hungary called Peneslek, which is tiny. If you look it up on Google Street View, oh my goodness, it's so tittle. There's not very much there. There's like a half a dozen streets and a church and like maybe a corner shop. It's very small. But yeah. That sounds pretty good to be fair, says Rex. I mean, I think it will be. I'm sure it will be. I just don't know what it is. It's just a whatever dinner. But I'm looking forward to it nonetheless. But yeah, I don't have a name for this meal. This meal is food. I don't know. Our stable of dishes in this house is ever evolving and sometimes quite random, but you know, it's things we like. So it's all good. I'm going to switch to another color now. That's what I'm going to do. Tomorrow, obviously, is the most important day of the year. That's right, it's pancake day. So tomorrow I'm making pancakes. But this is baby's first rodeo with, by necessity, making wheat-free pancakes, and I'm scared. That being said, I have every confidence that they'll turn out fine because I think of all of the things that you can do. I'm doing like a palacinta, which is like a Hungarian style crepe. And I think of all of the things that you can make with like non-wheat flours. It's one of the most forgiving. Because really it's largely held together by the eggs, and it's so thin that it just, like, it's fine. It's fine. It'll be fine. And I mean, I've made pancakes with like non-standard wheat flours before. Like, I've used spelt flour, but spelt is wheat adjacent and has, I think, probably the same amount of like gluten as regular flour, if I'm thinking this correctly. Versus like gluten-free flour, which has none. So we'll see how we get on. I did try a few weeks ago. I had made an attempt to make a gluten-free and also vegan brownie, because it just so happened I'm not vegan. But it just so happened that I didn't have any butter or eggs at home, so I decided, okay, well, I'm just gonna make a gluten-free and vegan brownie. And so I tried to adapt my standard brownie recipe to this. And friends, when I tell you it was bad, it wasn't just that like the brownie is a little bit dry. It wasn't just that like it crumbled a little bit or anything like that. No. What I mean is that it did not cook like a baked good should cook. Again, absolutely no idea what made it do this. So in place of the butter, I used vegetable oil, and in place of the eggs, I used ground flaxseed that was sort of bloomed in a couple tablespoons of water, which I've done loads of times before for other bakes, and it always turns out fine. But somehow this time, the combination of these things plus gluten-free flour created something that went into the oven, and the oil separated out from the rest of the mixture. So there was just like a cap of oil floating on top of the brownie batter, which I drained off and attempted to salvage the rest of it by like blotting the excess oil off with like a kitchen towel. And the brownie itself was like, it had the texture of greasy mochi. And I don't know what made it do this, but it had the texture of greasy mochi. If I just somehow accidentally produced like mochi brownies, I'd be so happy, because I generally like mochi textured things, you know, I like mochi. And I'd be like, okay, mentally banking this for when I want to make like a chocolatey mochi situation. Wonderful, delightful, love that for me. But no, because it was weirdly greasy. And I'm sharing this with you as someone who's written 2 cookbooks, just to let you know that like even seasoned doers of food just absolutely fuck up sometimes. Because it was god awful. 0 out of 10, do not recommend. Anyways, Theo says, I know of a vegan baking scientist type person who's done thousands of vegan baking experiments and published several cookbooks with demonstrations of what replacements work/don't work and why. She has a gluten-free brownie recipe. I can send it to you. By all means, I would love to see it. I would love to see it. Because I am joyfully now in a position where I'm having to adapt all of my old recipes. Some of them adapt way easier than others, it turns out. Because, like, damn. Even worse than brown crumbs, says Stels. Yeah. It was... Mistakes were made. I'm learning from this, and I think my next attempt will be better. But I'm going to try to replace fewer variables in one go. Like, make a brownie with, you know, butter and eggs, but a gluten-free flour. Incidentally, it isn't even actually gluten specifically, because I can still have rye bread without issue. It's just wheat, which is really annoying because, my god, it's in everything. And hitherto, like, so many of my travel plans revolve around, going to visit well-regarded bakeries in the cities I'm visiting. Like, I'm contemplating what we want to do on our summer holidays this year, and I'm looking at either Amsterdam or Stockholm, depending on which is less expensive to go to. And I'm looking to see if I can find safe bakeries there. I'm just gonna end up buying rye bread everywhere I go. I do actually have a really gorgeous rye loaf that I bought when we were in Wales last month. Because I was like, ooh, it is a, this bakery does like, you know, the nice, like, the nice, like, dense rye bread that you slice into, like, thin slices and then put stuff on, and it's my favorite. And so I just bought a loaf of rye bread from there, brought it home, sliced it up, and put it in the freezer. And here we are. This is very normal behavior. I still have 2 slices of bread from the loaf of bread that I brought back from Denmark last year. I've been, like, rationing it out. Because it's not super easy to find here, and I love a good rye bread. Anyways, Rex says there's a bakery in Nice, and also I can eat rye bread, which makes me very happy. There's a bakery in Nice, says Rex. I heard about uses lavender flour in their goods, and they're all purpley because of it. Oh, wow, that is flavorsome. There's lavender in my tea, and it is very aromatic. I can't even imagine what a lavender baked good would be like. I've used lavender in baked goods, but not lavender flour. That is amazing. My interest is piqued. Oh my god, this tea is so good. Okay. This is Dozy Girl tea, which is a nice sleepy time situation. Mostly because my boiler is on the fritz at the moment. I didn't want to... I want to be drinking teas that don't have milk in them, because I'm actually really craving a builder's tea. But... I don't want to make a tea that I put milk in because it's going to get cold faster because the milk is cold. Like, I could pre-warm the milk and then put warm milk into my tea, but warming milk before you add it to tea, is that going to affect the flavor of the milk, and is that going to make the tea taste different? I don't know. So I'm just sticking with teas that I take black. There you go. That's my fun story. I don't think that was a very fun story. Anyways, I've mixed up this color, and I'm going to have to try and remember what colors I used to make it, because I'm going to need to come back and effectively recreate this color when it comes time to do, like, the line weights and stuff. I did not take a good inventory of what's in this. It's this, the little bit of this, and a little bit of this, I think. Sorry. It's this with a little bit of this and a little bit of this. It would help if all of them were on screen. Sometimes it's hard to look at what I'm doing here and also see what's on screen at the same time because my eyes don't work like that. But I'm trying my best. Anyways. There we go. Oh, that is a lovely vintage red. I'm very happy with that. It is, these will be some interesting volumes for sure. Up one here. And here. I want to read all of these books. Though, to be fair, some of them are probably boring. I wonder if they have any... Ooh, I wonder if they have any books about birds. I should really have, like... My moderator/spouse and I were talking about this the other day. We should really have one of those, like... One of those nice little sort of reference guidebooks to, like, local birds of the region. I think that would be... That feels like such a, like, your parents' house thing. My parents have one for North America. My parents-in-law have one for this country. But we don't have one. I feel like we should correct this. I think that'd be a nice thing to have. Anyways. Okay, I need to come up with one other book color. I'm thinking probably like a brown makes sense for the last one. So I'll have to make a brown. I think probably the easiest way to make brown is to start with our orange and then add some, maybe this, or will that just go gray? If I add a tiny amount of this, it might go. Okay, I'll try. Well, let's just fart around until it looks like the right color. Maybe that's the strategy. I don't know. Anyways, Dan says a nice bakery or a nice bakery about Rex's Lavender Bakery. That is an excellent question. I'm assuming probably both. My moderator/spouse has just come home, so I'm gonna go say hi to him. I'll be back in just a second. Excuse me. Be right back, Chad. Hello, darling. I'm so sorry to hear about your pizza plight.
Yeah, well,
I'm sorry we're not having pizza tonight.
that's fine.
We don't have pizza ingredients.
No, I'm sure it'll be lovely though.
I can make you pizza toast. We have sourdough in the freezer, and I could put tomatoes and cheese on it.
Or we could just have our normal food along.
Okay.
You got off at the top one of that, I guess.
Okay. Did you have an alright day?
Yeah, pretty dull.
Okay. I missed you, and I'm sorry it's kind of cold in here.
Yeah, well, we don't have any heat.
Make yourself a nice cup of tea and a
Oh, well.
hot water bottle, and to be honest, it's not that bad today. Wait, can I have one more kiss? I love you. Okay. Sorry about that, I'm back. Hi. Anyways, alright, I need to make brown, so let's attempt to do that, shall we? I'm gonna start with orange, because orange is a friend of brown. This is such a nice orange. But I feel like it wants to be browned down a little bit for this, I reckon. So let me start with a nice base of orange, or as they say in Japanese, orange. I'm gonna add a sliver of peony. And then my brush is just going to completely absorb all of that color, and it's going to disappear, and I'm going to try and put it back onto the palette. Where did you go? Get out of my brush! Then I'm going to add a little bit of patina. I ended up deciding to add a little bit of the patina to it to arrive at brown. Because it's got that little hint of green in the patina, plus the little hint of red in the orange, has made a nice sort of soft brown color, which I think will do very nicely for a book cover. Yay! And hopefully it's just different enough to the... Actually, that's oranger than I thought it would be. Oh no. Can I add just if I just add a tittle... I picked up way too much blue there. If I add just a tittle touch of blue, will I get a very Richard Brown? Oh, that's Richard Brown right there. Okay. Yeah, actually that's better. The other brown was nice, but I think it was too close to like the gold yellow color that I think I want to I want to kind of pull it away from being exactly like that and into its own thing for contrast, because contrast is nice when you're making bookshelves. You want it to be visually enticing. And a good way to do that is to have lots of different interesting colors of books. Unless you're an influencer who turns all their books backwards on their shelves because they don't really care about the books themselves. They're just here for the aesthetic. Which feels a little sad to me. Just pick a different aesthetic if you're not actually interested in like books for the sake of bookage. What are you doing? Oh, I missed one. I missed one here. You can be brown too. Hurrah! We did it! Yay! That is such a tiny amount of work that we've gotten done in the first hour and a half of stream. Dang, but at least we finished the part of the colors for all of the books. I was like, oh, I'm going to finish this painting on stream today. No, that's not going to happen. I'm sorry. I will continue to try. Like, we're going to keep working on it, but it ain't getting done today. I'm going to steal a little bit of this brown and I'm going to re-brighten it with a little bit of our yellow. Because I want to make a nice soft hair color for this little chap here. But I don't want to use this brush for it, so I'm going to need to bring out the littlest guns I have, which is this tiny bad boy. Get a load of that little friend. I think I'd said before our last BRB break that I was going to go like moisturize my hands while I was on break. Guess what I didn't do? So I'm going to have to do that on our next break because my hands, they look parched. They look just decrepit. So they could do with a nice pea-sized amount of Cicaplast, which is my preferred hand cream, incidentally. I don't know, it's French, it's unscented, it's got glycerin and other good stuff in it to really, like, protect your hands. Oh, that color is so perfect. My word. That is good hair color. Look at this derpy little gentleman. That's a good hair color. This painting is so goofy, but I'm happy with it. I hope that you're happy too. Anyways, I did not mean to lyric drop David Bowie there. But now that I have, that song is going to be stuck in my head. Ashes to ashes, fun to funky. We know Major Dom's a junkie. I'm gonna stop singing before I get copyright struck for my extremely accurate singing along of the Bowie. Anyways, I'm gonna take a sip of my tea is what I'm gonna do. Imagine if you could get copyright struck for doing like that. That would be so stupid. It's just like me singing a couple of very poorly remembered lines of a pop rock song from like 1980. No, actually, I don't know what year that song released. Memory is no for that. Also, I think it predates my being alive. So, yeah. Anyways, but it's a good song. I am a Bowie enjoyer in general, I would say. Yep. Anywho, I was just about to look it up, but I also don't know if anyone cares. So, I think I'll just keep painting instead. Which people probably care about more. I don't know. Oh my goodness. Or I'll just keep coughing. I'm gonna hydrate again because apparently I've gone and given myself a cough. What the heck? Sorry about that. That's much better. Okay. Now I need to decide what do I need to paint in next? Well, I could give his companion hair I mean, he already has hair, but I could like color it in. So I will do that now. So I'm starting with a very dark blue. Because he's the protagonist of a magical girl anime. No, he's not that silly. But on the other hand, would I watch that? Yeah. No, I'm gonna make a very dark brown, so I'm adding in some orange until I get something that looks a little bit less like it's blue. Perfecto. Okay. And then we very carefully paint in because these little people are teeny tiny, but not quite as tiny as my like sketchy little guys. They're like a weird in between. Cause I don't know, I guess I just kind of fluffed the proportions of this piece. So I ended up in a situation where they're kind of too small to be like just fully formed character portrait, but also too large to be little guys. But there we go. They has hair. Hooray. I feel good about that. So at least that's something. I'm probably going to need more of this sort of like grayish brown color for like shoes and outfits and what have you. But what do I want to color in next? Actually, let's just do their outfits and stuff. But they also need human flesh, so I need to make some human flesh colors. And because I'm a bad artist, I'm gonna start with a base of pink because, you know, sometimes the undertone be pink. Not quite that pink. That's too powerful. Unless he's like really blushing. That is too powerful of a pink. But we're just gonna have to make like a warmish brown. And then figure out how deep the skin tones are here. Probably not mega, because if you believe what British people tell you, the sun never comes out here, which I will tell you is a load of old nonsense. Because yes, it does. Have I sunburnt here? Probably not quite, but also probably not far off. Okay, now this looks like a weird gray, but I think if we thin it out enough, we can probably arrive at something a little bit more of a gently rosy hue. Or at least let us try and see how it looks. Oh, hell yeah, he cute. Okay, good. I don't think you can even see that I've done anything on stream, but I promise I have. Man's got human flesh tone. Congratulations. Like he's incredibly white, but it is a color, I promise. That's also one of the sort of fun things about like watercolors is that oftentimes even when I'm using quite bold colors, I find that the tones are just, because they're transparent, they're just softer than if I was using like, you know, sort of like thick acrylics or gouache or whatever. So when I go through and like when I like scan in, like digitize my work so that I can post them online and yada yada yada, and I look at it and it's like I can eyedropper tool bits of it and just like, wow, that is almost, but like I can tell that that's a color, but it's super, like it's all very pastel, you know. Like for instance, I feel like I'm going to need to kind of darken down the background behind these shelves in this bookshop just to sort of give a little bit more contrast. Like there's going to be more contrast once we start adding in sort of like features and details and line weight and a little bit of shading, but not too much shading because then I'll get lost in the weeds until the day I die. But yes, what was I saying? I had a point. Does anyone remember what it was? Anyways. Oh yeah, I've had ADHD. Anyways. I don't know what HD is, but my doctor says I've got 80 of them. I'm sorry, I love that joke. Something about colors is tell us. Yes, I think you're right. Oh yes, of course. How color watercolor tends to just be softer in tone generally. But I promise that they are colored in, and it will look colored in by the time it's done. Like I can see, the thing is, I think the contrast I think is higher on this camera as well, because like I can see very clearly that like we've got sort of like a medium beige and sort of like a medium warm beige, but the camera is just like, that's white, and I'm like, no. I spent ages blending those colors together. I mean, they are white. They're, you know, like never saw the sun British, but but still. Okie dokie. Well, I tried. Now I have the arduous task of trying to figure out what colors their outfits are. Oh no. Oh no. What shall I do? I think I want to put this little guy in blue. Medium pale, says Stalls. Yes, exactly. Medium pale. You know, okay, fun story. Like, I am reasonably pale. Like, reasonably pale. I feel like I look more colorful on camera than I am IRL. I mean, you can see veins very clearly. I'm very translucent. But I remember when I was, like, a younger adult, I toyed with the idea of being a person who actually sometimes wears makeup. And I gave up because there was not, in any of the ranges that I looked at or tested or anything in like drugstores, department stores, wherever, there was no shade that adequately matched my skin at all. And I was like, I do not want to look like I'm wearing like orange, bright, like bubblegum pink face paint, or that I'm trying to convince you that, you know, that I have a tan. Even though I'm not, that's just the lightest color they do is like several shades darker than I am. So, I mean, part of the reason I think that I never became someone who, like, regularly wears a full face of makeup is just that there was just none that actually matched my skin at that point in time, and I was like, okay, this is not worth the effort because none of it looks right. Kirsty says, cries in Scottish complexion. Yeah, you get it. You get it. Very, very, how shall I say? Well, never saw the sun. I think that's it. Never saw the sun. Anyways, hi Kirsty, it's lovely to see you. It's lovely to see you and your delightful Scottish complexion. I hope you're having a beautiful day. Welcome in. I'm gonna take another sippity doo. Tastes like an aromatic bouquet. That's what it tastes like. It's got lavender, it's got rose petals, it's got lemongrass, I think maybe some chamomile in there, but I'm not sure. There's a lot. Hi. I was lurking and enjoying myself, says Kirsty. Ah, thank you very much. I'm glad that you have been enjoying. I've been enjoying the doing of it. So, that's nice. Okay. I haven't used any of this blue, but I feel like this blue is too crazy for a suit in and of itself. But what if I blended this and that and just made it a little bit deeper and a little bit greener? Would that be nice? I don't know. I'm gonna try and see how I feel about it. That's what I'm gonna do. Because there is no harm in venturing, I guess. Nothing ventured, nothing gained, right? Diddly-dee. Okay. Okay, so we have this just insanely bright blue, which is much too bright. So I'm gonna blend it together with some patina, which is, I love that color. It's so stinking pretty. I think that's still a little bit too bright. So actually, I'm gonna throw in some indigo. I'm just gonna do like a mega blue. I'm Voltroning all of the blues together. You can't see it because it's being concealed by my VTuber. I'm sorry. But anyways, it looks like this right now. I want to see what this looks like on paper before I commit to putting it onto this little gentleman's body. Kirsty says, oops, I got a dash away for dinner, but much love. This piece is adorable. No, you're adorable. Also, I hope you have a lovely, lovely meal. And thank you so much for the hangout. Very nice to see you. Ooh, it's rich. I like that. You can't see it very well, but it's rich. There it is. This was me testing out different, like, configurations of guy size for this piece, by the way. Which, as you can see, went exceedingly well. Oh god. I don't share, like, the like, conceptual sketches of my sketchbook very often, because it turns out that a lot of the time they're really cursed. They could be quite cursed, actually. I don't want to subject the world to that. You see artists doing, like, sketchbook tours, and every page is just masterpiece after masterpiece, and then my sketchbook is just like, okay, what if I tried to draw this and it was really ugly, actually? What if I just did, like, the squiggliest thumbnail you've ever seen? What if art, but bad? What if just, like, a bunch of iterations of me trying to figure out how I would draw a certain thing in my style, and, oh no, the answer is, I don't know, and none of it looks good. And then occasionally something nice happens. And I do draw pieces in my sketchbook that are specifically for Patreon, but I put effort into those. They're not just, like, shabby practice or, like, working out ideas. But I don't know. Maybe I should have, like, a sketchbook that's, like, my showpiece. If that one YouTube comment I got was any indication that one time. Which was someone saying to me, sorry, I'm not impressed. About, like, a little sketch that I had done in my tiny sketchbook, which I carry in my purse for when I want to just draw out a little scene. I actually used it on, so Friday, after streaming on Friday, I went out, I had to go out and run some errands in the center of town, and one of the things that I did was take myself to one of our local museums. And I'm not going to spoil what I was getting up to there, because it is going to become part of a YouTube video. And if I fully spoiler the YouTube video, then you're not going to watch the YouTube video. So I will instead just show you this, hopefully not too spoilery, drawing that I did of my visit to the museum. Here's a photo I took of the sketch on my phone. I didn't have a pencil and eraser with me, so I was just going in with, like, a quite thick pen on this tiny piece of paper. And when I say tiny piece of paper, I mean, like, it's the size of, like, a bank card. That's the size that the sketch was. But anyways, so yeah, this is me on that day at the museum, gesturing at a painting that I was looking at. It was a great time. I can't wait for you to learn more about it. It was this just incredibly stupid, unnecessary detour, because instead of finishing videos, I just keep adding to them until they're stupid, and I mean, it's not gonna be that long even. This video is probably gonna be maybe like 20 minutes. And it has taken months to do. I mean, partly because I kept getting sick, so I wasn't able to film all of it. I still haven't finished filming all of it, which is very frustrating to me, but I did get to go on this little detour and film some extra stuff. And also, will be, taking the extended cut of the museum visit and posting it to Patreon, which I hope the 4 people who are patrons of mine will enjoy. But yes. So that's a thing. La. Okay, he's got a little... I realized that I was gonna put like a little flower in his buttonhole, and now that it's a dark color, it's gonna be really hard to actually be able to see it. Tal says the museum involved art, takes notes. Yes, I hope that's not too much of a spoiler. There's art in the museum. I actually had a really nice time, because I hadn't been to that museum in, yonks at that point. I think the last time that I did visit the museum, I literally went in the front door and directly to the cafe. You don't really need to go through any of the museum to get to the cafe. So it was just beeline to the cafe, got a coffee and a snack, and did some we were there to socialize with friends rather than like a museum visit. But I love that museum. I think it's great. And also I was reminded yesterday, because I was speaking with my mom who lives in Canada, about the fact that it is such a blessing that there are big museums in this country that I live in, which is the United Kingdom, that are free. You can just walk in and not have to pay any money and go spend like several hours sort of dooting around and looking at artworks and interesting old stuff and learning about things. And it's so enriching and so nice. And compare and contrast this with Canada. Like, I forgot that museums aren't just free everywhere. We went, one of our visits back to Canada a couple of years ago, we were in Toronto, and I was like, oh, we can go visit the art gallery. There's some really cool stuff in the art gallery I would love to go see. And then we got there and we were like, wait, it's like $20 to get in? I was only gonna have like a 30-minute wander around. I'm not spending $20 to get in to like wander around for like 30 minutes and look at a couple of things. Like, no. I'm very happy to pop in, if I'm doing like a proper museum visit, I'm very happy to pop in a suggested donation. And I will always have, at the very least, coffee and a snack in the cafe, if not lunch. But I think that having to pay just to get into a big, sort of national museum like that just really puts you off being like a casual visitor. So I very much appreciate that the big galleries and what have you are free here. Also makes it easier to just go for the cafe. Like, I remember one day we just wanted to go to the gallery to have lunch. And we ended up having lunch in the National Portrait Gallery Cafe not because we were super interested in visiting the National Portrait Gallery. We didn't look at the National Portrait Gallery at all. We happened to be in the area because I wanted to look for something in an art supplies shop. But there were seats at the cafe, and I find that museum cafes are almost always like a good shout when it comes to getting a good lunch or a good snack. So yeah, that was nice. Anyways, oh no. Oh no, Dan in chat says, wow, Sammy thinks artists should work for free. I wholeheartly do not. I have a shop, by the way, and my commissions are open. Just putting that out there. Rex says, my local museum is amazing and also free in Ohio. but that's in part because the original founders of it, like 100 years ago, wrote into the bylaws that it would be free, and then again wrote into their will that it will always be free. I love that for you, Rex. That's hecking amazing. With the exception of one special spot near the front for traveling exhibits. Amazing. Yeah, like likewise here in the UK, they will the big museums like the Ashmolean in Oxford and like the Natural History Museum, the Science Museum, all of those will put on special exhibitions that, you know, sort of change throughout the year, and those you do have to pay extra to see, and I think that's totally fair. And if it's something that really, really interests me, I'm more than happy to do it. We did one at the Science Museum last year that was quite interesting. I can't remember what it was about, but it was fun. But yeah, definitely. Definitely a good time. But I do appreciate the, you know, sort of just the base, you can go look at things in a museum, doesn't cost money, because, I mean, that is, you know, that is a barrier for a lot of people. When it's like, you know, when you know, you're like hemming and hawing about whether or not you can purchase, like, you know, a tin of beans. It's kind of hard to access things like, you know, educational, interesting stuff like museums and what have you if it costs like 20 quid to get into a museum in this country. So I really appreciate that they're free, you know, sort of keeping those barriers to entry as far down as possible, I think is really important. Anyways, the ticket is more of paying the exhibit to have the ability to travel than to pay for the right to see it, says Rex. Yeah, exactly. It makes sense. It makes sense in that case. I am going to BRB for a couple of minutes, so please enjoy the BRB screen. Have yourself a stretch. Have yourself a hydration break if you need one. I will be back very, very shortly, and I shall BRB. Hey friends, I'm back. Say goodbye to the BRB music. Let me put my lamp back on, and then I guess say hello to me again. Hi. No! No! How did I cursed it? Oh shoot! Oh no! I'm so sorry. Let me correct this as quickly as I can. Hi, Elgatos. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. We were doing so well. Apparently it decided not to come back from BRB. Oh, beans. Okay, let me relaunch. Elgato, come on. Anyways, let's see if this corrects it. Oh, was that the doorbell? I think that was the doorbell. Though it may have been a false doorbell because it was very brief. Okay, we have camera. My moderator / spouse is getting the door. That, honestly, scared the crap out of me. Like, it really did. Hi, Elgato. Is Sammy doing a great Elgato impression? I don't know. Anyways. Hello. I'm back. Was it door? Ah! Post. Nice. Is it for me or you? Yay! I've got post, apparently. Ooh! Oh, that'll be my shirt from Australia! Yay! I'm excited about that.
Doesn't want to buy Brussels from Spain, but will buy a t-shirt from Australia.
Thanks, babe. Anyways. Hopefully good post. It is good post. Actually, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna unbag it on stream. Okay, just gonna turn this over so you can't see my address, but here's my parcel. Isn't that exciting? It looks like a compostable black bag. I'm made for your compost or green bin, not the recycling. Neat. Okay. It says cut along the dotted line, but what if I just rip? What if I just... Okay, actually, this is really difficult to rip. Maybe that's why they say cut along the dotted line. Oh, heck, but I do believe this is what I believe it is. Yay! Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. So this is from Critical Slide, which is very much like clothes for men who surf. And yet, I really like, I own another one of their shirts already, and it is such nice quality. The material is really lovely and soft, like the buttons are gorgeous, and the construction is just really, really, really well done. But this top in particular, I fell in love with the print. Because it's these little, it's these weird little octopi that I just think are so much fun. And it's like a button up, like a short sleeve button up shirt. So it's a very versatile garment for like a layering piece. But is that not fun? I'm really excited about this. I think it's going to be heckin' cute. And the material, it's a linen cotton blend, and it's very soft. It's very, very soft, but it also feels like really nice quality material. So yeah. Oh, it looks so good in person. I'm very excited about that. And not sponsored, but I genuinely really like this label. They're, I think, fairly small. And I just think, at least of the two garments I own from them now, I do think that they're really nice quality. So I endorse. Not sponsored, but like if they wanted to, that would be fine. I don't think I'm generally their target audience, because as far as I can tell, it's like for, you know, sort of hipstery 21-year-old surfers, which is not me. At least if the models are anything to go by on the website, they're all like 6 foot tall Australian boys who surf, because they're based in like Bondi, maybe, which is very surfy. And they do a lot of like shorts and stuff as well, but also just like nice like trousers and fleeces and whatever. I don't know. Anyways, they had a sale on. I think the sale is still on, so I was like, hell yeah, that's a not terribly expensive shirt. So I'm gonna snap it up, and I'm really happy I did, because it's super cute. it's got weird octopi all over it, which I love that for me. Okay, I need to finish painting in these little guys' outfits, because right now I don't know why, just when I went on to BRB, I was looking at the two little dudes standing here holding hands, and I'm like, it kind of looks like they're getting married, which is adorable. And you know what? Yeah, they can get married. I would love that for them. So I guess I'm gonna have to paint a follow-up painting that's their wedding. But right now, they're just going shopping for books. Anyways, can I make just like a nice, sort of a smart gray for this one? Yeah. That's a handsome gray. Love that for him. Okie dokie. Very understated. Very classy. Very just a normal man in a normal suit. And they did not get married at the bookstore, because I don't want to have to paint any more shelves. Anyways. So that was that. I'm not going to start making unboxing content, because, I don't know, I don't buy that much stuff. And I don't want to buy stuff just for the purpose of making content. And also, the stuff that I do buy, notwithstanding this nice shirt, is largely very boring. So it's like, come on, box my vitamins with me. Ooh, B12. How exciting. I mean, in my defense, I suppose I do get the vitamin B12 spray, so it's like apricot flavored, which is kind of exciting, maybe? Maybe a little bit more exciting, at least. I'm going to have a sip of my mint tea, which is now stone cold because I forgot about it. The most exciting of the B vitamins, says Tals. I mean, I definitely had an exciting time when I had a deficiency in it. Do not recommend. 0 out of 10. Many distractions says, wonder if Terry has been to this bookshop. Many distractions. Am I going to have to paint Terry's visit to the rare and antiquarian bookshop? Because, I mean, I've done Terry's Magic Library, and I've done Terry's Magic Reading Nook. Terry loves to read. I could do Terry visits a bookshop. Just complete the trilogy. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, that would be fun though. That would be fun. I love the idea of a bookshop that is like TARDIS physics. This looks like a fairly small retail space, but you go in and it's just like, how is there this many books? You go around a corner assuming that like you'll meet the back wall and you're like, there's more shelves and you're like, where am I? You emerge like 3 months later, like lost and confused. You have no idea how you got out. Anyways, I think, yeah. Maybe that's the kind of bookshop that this is. I don't know. Okay. Now I have to think about necktie colors, and necktie colors is real difficult. Because it could go in so many directions. Like, this is the kind of like clothing that I don't wear, so I don't really know like I'm not an expert in this stuff. I haven't worn a necktie in years, and when I did wear a necktie, my neckties were weird and had weird cool stuff screen printed on them. Like, I had one that had an octopus printed on it. It was very cool. And something else, I can't remember what. Maybe some kind of weird flowers, but like they were weird flowers. I got a couple of really like interesting silk neckties off of like Etsy many years ago, and I wore them for a while and then decided, no, I don't think I'm a necktie person. I'm not dapper enough for this. They probably never, I don't think they came with me when I moved to the UK. It's been that long, so yes. I'm not a big necktie wearer myself. I don't think that I'd love to be like a hot person in a suit, but I don't think it suits me. You know, I'm too spherical. I'm meant to look like an 18th century milkmaid or just like a clown who's also a grandpa. Those are my two aesthetics. They kind of blur together. And then when I'm at home, my aesthetic is just like a sweatshirt and some like loungewear trousers. Anyways, actually, I might change into my thermal joggers when we're finished here, because there's a little bit of a chill on the air in the house. But never mind. Anyways, I do want to get a little bit more done before we wrap up for today, so I need to decide on tie colors. What if I gave him something just a smidge sartorially daring for a tie to go with his quite neutral colored suit? Like if I were to just make his tie like really patina like this. Is that too much? Is that too much? I don't know. Is the outfit going to be unbalanced if I do that? I don't know what I'm doing here. If this ends up being way too vibrant, I can always just glaze over it with its complement to kind of tone it down a smidge. Which I meant, yeah, oh god, no, it's too bright. I'm gonna blot, first of all. That's way too bright. No, I don't like that. I'm gonna need to tone that down with a second glaze, but that's easy enough to do. But with that being said, this little buddy, I feel like can get away with something a little bit more colorful with the blue suit than with I feel like the gray suit wants a somewhat more neutral tie to go with it. Or at the very most something that has like a somewhat contrasting stripe or something, just to add a little bit of visual interest, but nothing too, too like off the wall, I think. But if I do like a really deep peony here, is that going to look too crazy, or is that just going to look quite natty? I don't know. We're going to give it a go. Okay, that does look a little bit wild, but I kind of like it more with the blue than I do the like insane green with the gray. What I think I will do is pick up some of this indigo and just go over the green with that, and that might just tone it down enough. Oh no, I'm sorry. Oh, I was hoping I could get to the mute button before I sneezed, but it beat me to it. I'm so sorry, chat. I'm so sorry. Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. I am so sorry about that. Oh. Oh, my nose is really itchy. I'd better not be coming down with something else again. Thank you for the blesses. I appreciate it very much. I do. Oh, beans. Okay, I think the other thing that I can do with this guy's outfit is maybe darken the suit a little bit so that the tie doesn't look quite as crazy in comparison. Now that makes it so dark it's almost black, which actually kind of works. That actually kind of works. I think once we've got like some line weight in there, the gray and almost black blue could work really well. So yeah, I'm gonna stick with that for now actually, and see how it looks later, I guess. The other thing that I need is literally just like shopping bag color. I literally just need to create shopping bag color, so I think that's probably going to want to be a little bit of yellow. And then what do I add to the yellow to make it shopping bag color? Like some of you? Yeah, actually I think that works reasonably well. That's a decent, that sort of brown paper bag hue. That's just kind of what it is. And this bag is absolutely stuffed to the gills with books. So let's have a little book kind of sticking out of it. And what color shall the book be? It shall be a book that is we want a nice bit of contrast, so maybe a book that's like blue. That's our nice sort of indigo blue. Let's do that. Okay. There we go. He's got his little baggie of books. Delightful. And the other thing that I want to make sure that we get done before we call it for today is I also need to actually paint in the color of the bookshelves themselves. And I think I'm just gonna, I have a brown. I don't remember what this brown was for, but I have a brown here. So I'm gonna go in with this brown and see how it looks. And like I said, I am gonna go over what's behind us again to kind of deepen it down. So if this looks very low contrast between the two of them, don't worry, because that's going to change before the piece is done. Because I'm very aware that I don't really like the way it looks yet, and I think it could do with just a little bit more. It needs to be a little deeper, a little darker, and then it'll look a little better, I think. I hope, anyways. I hope. Anyways, what is that Emily Dickinson poem that's like, hope is the thing that with feathers that perches in the soul and sings a little song? Anyways, I don't know. I was thinking about that recently. I've been on a trying to remember poetry kick. I've never been that much of a poetry enjoyer, but I do like some. I'm more of a prose person. I say this as someone who, like, obviously in my teens I wrote poetry, because who didn't? But then I stopped. 'Cause, yeah. Anyways. Today is a weird day. I don't know, I feel like I'm in a very weird mood. But I hope that's okay. Not a bad mood by any stretch, just a strange one, I suppose. Something like that, but that's all I vaguely remember since Dolls. Yeah, me too. I'm very good at vaguely remembering stuff. Anyways. Oh, speaking of poems, I was looking up something for a to allude to something, obviously to make myself look smart in some writing that I've been working on. I referenced something by the American poet Walt Whitman, and it just reminded me of the existence of this picture of him, which, like, slay. Because, like, most of the pictures that you see of Walt Whitman are, like, old dude Walt Whitman, where he's got, like, a beard down to, like, here, and he looks like an old dude. But then, like, slay. he's got an energy here that's very slay. Anyways, I think I love that picture. Tal says, hope is the thing that with feathers that perches in the soul and sings the tune without the words and never stops at all, and sweetest in the gale is heard, and sore must be the storm that could abash the little bird that kept so many warm. I've heard it in the chillest land and on the strangest sea, yet never in extremity it asked a crumb of me. There we go. Many thanks, Emily Dickinson. Delightful. Thank you for finding it, Tulls. I appreciate it. Now I shall remember. I'll probably forget again, but thank you. It's a nice little bit of verse. Dude. Okay. Almost done with the bookshelves. And then I'll probably call it for today, because I should probably go cook dinner. Because I'm hungry and it's cold in here, and I think, I don't know, having the hob on for a bit might help with the fact that the boiler is currently not doing its thing. So, yeah. There we go. Happy little shelves. Okay, and they've got little signs out to kind of tell you what different sort of promotions and types of books they've got on offer. Just little tickets, and I think that's a nice little feature of them to have. And what else do I want to do? Oh, I want to pick up just a tiny bit of this sort of yellowish and just the faintest wash over the front of this book, because I think it just wants a little something else. And I'm going to be putting, sort of vague little, like, sort of titles and doodahs on the books that are sort of turned outwards so that their covers are visible, just to make things a little bit more interesting. And one more thing. This is the letterbox, and I would like to just paint in the little letterbox there. Okay, delightful. It still isn't done, but it's a lot more done than, it's a tiny amount more done than it was when we started. So hey, that's something. Maybe we'll actually finish it next stream. I don't know. If we don't finish it next stream, we'll get very close to being finished at the very least. So I'm gonna send y'all to someone cool now. I'm gonna see who's online, who we can go do a little raid on. Sammy Ann says, this is looking so lovely. All those beautiful old books. Oh, thank you so much. It's very kind of you to say. I really appreciate it. And okay, I don't know why, but every once in a while Twitch decides to remind me of, like, this one old unban request from, like, a year ago. I don't remember why that user was banned. But I'm sure I had a good reason, so I'm going to just leave them in unban request jail. I don't ban easily. Usually it's either a spammer or someone trying to circumvent one of our, sort of hard rules. which I personally do not appreciate people doing. So yeah. Anyways. But every once in a while, Twitch will just like highlight it to me, and I'm like, why do I have a new unban request? I haven't banned anyone recently, but okay, I guess. And then it turns out that I don't know. It's just because Twitch is being weird. Anywho, I don't know. My mod panel is telling me about a whole bunch of stuff that I don't need to know about right now. So we're gonna go do a raid on someone. Who shall we raid? Oh, we haven't raided Koala in a while. Let's go raid Koala. Koala's lovely. Assuming that he's not just about to finish, but I doubt it. Okay. Anyways, I'll be back on Thursday, maybe finishing this painting, or maybe just continuing to work on it. Nobody knows at this point. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Twitch is just... What the... Okay, we're gonna start this raid. I don't know why I decided to start playing audio the stream that I was about to raid into, which is very rude. But Koala's great. He's really fun. You'll have a lovely time. And that's really cool art as well. So, yeah, good stuff. I am gonna go make dinner. And I'll be back on Thursday. Maybe finishing, or maybe just continuing this painting. I don't know. Here is, for your pleasure, a generic raid message. Feel free to grab it with the emotes if you have the emotes. If you don't have the emotes, you can just say generic raid message and or append any cool emotes that you do have. It's entirely up to you. I will be back Thursday, as I said, doing some more good stuff. Hopefully, maybe finishing this painting. I don't know. Hopefully this painting will be good. I don't know that either. Anyways. But I'm gonna head now. So have a lovely evening. Have a lovely whatever. You're all breathtaking. Hope to see you again soon. Take care of yourselves. Good night and good luck.